The Alter Rebbe stated in the previous chapter that since prayer is an expression of teshuvah ila'ah, the higher level of return, it must be preceded by the humility and contrition of teshuvah tata'ah, the lower level of return. This is attained by spiritual stock taking and by arousing divine compassion upon one's soul, in keeping with the Mishnaic dictum that one should embark on worship only in an earnest frame of mind, which is explained by Rashi to mean humility. At the same time, the Alter Rebbe continued, we are also taught that one should embark on worship only with joy. Since nowadays most people are incapable of instantly turning their hearts from one extreme to the other, the Alter Rebbe advised that the time for the humbled heart of Teshuvah Ta'ah be advanced to the Tikkun Hatzot of the preceding midnight, so that when the time for prayer arrives, the worshipper will be in a state of joy. In the present chapter, the Alter Rebbe goes on to say that difficulties notwithstanding, it is possible for the heart to simultaneously harbor two opposite emotions: the anguished soul of Teshuvah Tata'ah and the joy that immediately precedes and accompanies prayer. The Alter Rebbe explained that these two emotions are not mutually exclusive, since one's constrictness is occasioned by his body and animal soul, while his joy stems from his divine soul and the godly spark that it houses. Having two distinct causes, the two emotions can lodge together. The Alter Rebbe now goes on to quote the Zohar to this effect. This is as stated in the Zohar: weeping is lodged in one side of my heart, and joy is lodged in the other side of my heart. This statement was made by Rebbe Elazar ben Shimon, hearing from his father Kabbalistic insights into the destruction of the Holy Temple. He was at once at the same time heartbroken from his renewed recognition of the enormity of the destruction and joyful to be inducted into the mysteries of the Torah. We thus see from the Zohar that two opposite emotions can coexist when they result from two different causes. Joined to this faith and confidence, the heart, being firm and certain in God that He delights in kindness and is gracious and merciful and abundantly forgiving the instant one entreats Him for forgiveness and atonement. As it is written, in accordance with your abounding compassion, erase my transgressions, or cleanse me, purify me, or erase all my sins. The worshipper offers supplications such as the above without the faintest vestige of doubt. For this reason, in every Shemone Ezrech, the moment we plead, pardon us, we conclude, blessed are you, or God gracious, one who pardons abundantly. Now we are forbidden to recite a blessing of doubtful obligation for fear that it be pronounced in vain. Thus, where there are even the slightest doubt as to whether God forgives the sinner, we would never have been commanded to recite the above blessing. However, there is no doubt here whatsoever, for we have asked, pardon us, forgive us. Furthermore, were we not to repeat our transgressions, we would be immediately redeemed. In accordance with the blessing, we recite immediately afterward, blessed are you, O God, who redeems Israel. As the order of the blessings indicates, forgiveness leads to redemption, if not for our relapses. Even by human standards, this certainty of pardon is legitimate, for one must forgive as soon as he is asked for pardon. He must not cruelly withhold. He must not cruelly withhold his forgiveness, even if one were to cut off his hand, as we find in the Gemara and the end of chapter 8 of Baba Kama. So, too, if one has asked his fellow for forgiveness 3 times and has been rebuffed, he need not apologize further. When King David asked the Gibeonites to forgive King Saul, who had killed their people, and they refused to do so, David decreed that they should not enter the congregation of God, i.e., they would never be allowed to convert and thereby join the Jewish people who are merciful, as we have learned in Jevamot, end of chapter 8, as a divine trait. How much more certain is it, nay, infinitely more certain, that forgiveness is swift.